Welcome to Spring LIB.
Okay, so problem 68 involves a sort of hypothetical experiment, right? And we have three plants, say. Okay, we're going to have one as a control. So there's nothing different about it. This one has a bacteria strain 1 in the soil, and the other plant has a bacteria strain 2 in the soil. And the control, what we're measuring here is potassium uptake, okay? And so we sort of calculate the potassium uptake of the strains relative to the control group, right? So that's how you sort of know if there's more or less than what you would expect. And in the results of this hypothetical experiment, we find that the seedling, so the plant inside of strain 1, increased in potassium uptake from the control group, right? And the uptake of the plant with strain 2 soil decreased relative to the control group. And if you think about it, whether the seedling is taking up potassium or not, we don't typically have a drink of water unless we're thirsty, right? So if it's uptaking the potassium, it needs and wants that nutrient. So then we're given a few statements, but what we can infer from this data, right? And so since strain 1 had an increase in uptake of potassium from the control group, you can sort of infer that this bacteria made the potassium more available to the plant, okay? And similarly, or conversely, we can sort of then infer that since this plant uptook less, and in theory it wants it, right? It wants this potassium, that this bacteria 2, made the potassium less accessible. Okay. If it had done nothing, then there would be a sort of equal amount to the control group, right? But instead it inhibited it, so it made it less available. Okay, and so if we sort of follow that train of thought, we can see that choice C sort of discusses that strain 1 bacteria had increased the availability of the potassium, and the plant needed and used it, and that is evidenced by the fact that its uptake increased, right? And that strain 2 actually decreased the availability, right? And that was made evidence by its decrease in uptake. And so the choice we want for this one is C.